Welcome back to the Three Hammers. Here once again with Luke. Possibly for me the worst time in football, the international break. So boring, getting out of my head on the weekend with no proper football.
Yeah, it
really,
really scraping the barrel for sport, and that's a bit harsh to say because the UFC was quite good this weekend. Yeah, it's just so boring. Just so boring, international football. Listen, it's nice to have Declan Rice and people like that in the England team. I don't know. It's just so quick into the season, especially when the way we've started.
Yeah, you just want to get on
the
with
last
it.
thing West Ham needed was the international break, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we started really well. Everyone's getting into it, picking up results, and then you get this break, and it just like, you just want to carry on. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I said in our last video that I've started, getting more interested in England again through Southgate, and that's true. And obviously Rice in the team, that's true, brilliant. But I didn't watch it.
I watched the second half. I watched the second half. It was all right. Like I say, the whole thing on Twitter was just Rice just out all the time, and that's sort of a good time to go onto it, really. A few channels have done videos on it. It's just like there's a point in the game. This is the key point, which seems to be getting the main bit of criticism. Was Man United fans like, "Oh, he's not good enough for Man United." There was a bit where Raheem Sterling went through. He expected Rice obviously to ping Kevin De Bruyne-esque pass to him, and it just didn't happen. And he had a little Raheem Sterling threw his hands up in the air, and then from that point, got all the criticism. Because of that. But his statistics are ridiculous. Like 99% passing accuracy. I think his tackling was good. Possession was good. I don't know. I think it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say I didn't see the game. I haven't even seen any highlights. I did see an article talking about that. I think it was Ian Wright was calling him out about that, not playing that pass to Sterling, and like it's gonna take time. But I do feel like he is being used as a scapegoat. I do get that impression. It's like, is it easy target? Do you know what I mean? Newly called up, lots of hype, plays for a middling team. I think he's an easy target for the press, which is a shame. Like again, this is the whole reason.
It wasn't so much the press, mate. It was fans.
Really?
It wasn't so much the press. No. Roy Keane, obviously, of a Marmite sort of. He was picking him up like, there's no reason why he can't play for England for the next 10 years. See his role, and a lot of people have said the same thing. England at the moment are spoiled with some fantastic attacking players. To let them attacking players play, you need Declan Rice.
Yeah.
Or CDM can allow them to play. You can't all be players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that there is 100% a space for him in the team. Southgate obviously really likes him, and I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. It's just, like I say, it's hard. I can't really have too much of an opinion on it because I didn't see the game, so I didn't see how he played myself. But no, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, so a lot of Man United fans saying that he's not enough for Manchester United. Blah blah blah. You are not, as I see Gonzo said in his video, you're not the Manchester United of old, guys. Do you know what I mean? This is not Roy Keane, Paul Scholes. Your centre midfield. Your centre midfield is weak, to be honest. Like, Pogba perhaps, and even Pogba was so hot and cold. Do you know what I mean? Any guy? Good time to point out. Any guys in the chat? Feel free to join in. Obviously, no one's brave enough yet. If you are brave enough and you have any things you want to just add straight away, I'll put them up on the screen. So join in when you want. International hammers in terms. I have to do a bit of research because, like I said, I don't really bother with international football. Obviously, Lucas Fabianski went away. Snodgrass away with Scotland. Just checking here. Fornals is playing with the under-21s at the moment. That's about it, really.
Ajeti played, didn't he?
Ajeti played, yeah.
Did he play? Or I know the only reason I say that is I saw on West Ham's Instagram they put a thing up saying he helped them with a 4-0 victory. I don't know. Actually, I don't actually know if he scored or anything. But
yeah, I don't think he scored. No, and obviously Buena as well. But there's most of the squad stayed at home. However long that lasts, I don't know. Best thing for an international break is to come away with no injuries. A selfish club side, you don't want no injuries, and that's hopefully, especially to your Andersons and people like that. We're one injury away, especially up front, one injury away from a massive crisis.
It always happens, doesn't it? It always seems to happen to us too. We always end up with injuries. Players go away on international break, get injured. So yeah, hopefully it seems like everyone's coming back fit, which is good. And like you say, mate, what more can you ask for from an international break? That's all you can really ask for.
That's it. I see a really good interview with Dean Ashton, actually. Hammers Chat were very lucky to interview Dean Ashton. And they were saying about, how he was just at the point where, he got in the England team and then broke his ankle, and then, he never ever came back the same. And that's like the last thing you want. Can you imagine that happening to Haller, getting picked for France?
Mate, well, like last year it happened to Lanzini.
Yeah. Be fair, happened to Lanzini. Yeah, that's it really. In terms of international break, it was me. Obviously, there's one more game. There's the Kosovo game that I expect Rice to play again. Again, just don't get injured.
Yeah.
That's all I hope. You know what I mean? See, I did a little preview, live preview last weekend. I think I did it. And the next game is on the 16th, which is Monday. Aston Villa away. Their current record is they're in 18th. They've won 1 and lost 3, but some of them losses are a bit harsh. And they're actually quite a good side to watch, actually. And
yeah, I mean, I was looking at their results there. They lost to Tottenham, lost to Bournemouth, but they beat Everton 2-0. That one win. Absolutely destroyed Crewe in the League Cup 6-1. Lost to Palace. It's one of them. I don't know. I feel like they're one of them awkward teams that could easily sort of beat us.
I'm sure you will, mate, from when you used to have a season ticket and stuff. Aston Villa was always 1-1. We at the time, obviously it's a little bit different over the last couple of years, but at the time we were very equal teams. We were very equal ability. We sort of hitting, quarterfinals of cups and stuff like that. Now, barring perhaps, the new guy up front, which names escapes me at the minute. Is it Wesley? Is that his name? And obviously Jack Grealish. There's not much there. But like you say, it's one of those potential banana skins. And for me, mate, as I'm sure for you, bad memories from Aston Villa games of the past.
Yeah.
I'm sure I did mention it in my little preview I did at the weekend. A game that sticks out, mate, is obviously that League Cup game. Never was one of the best games I've ever been to. On the record books, it says that game never happened.
Oh, man. Yeah. Was it Manny Omniimni?
Manny Umawimi, that's the one. Manny Umawimi. I remember the first game as well, Paolo Di Canio scored a penalty. I think he scored the Panenka penalty. Then this next time, missed the same style penalty. David James in goal, of all players as well. I also remember a guy, you probably remember it, mate, Ian Taylor, absolutely tearing us a new one in that game as well. Just was scored every time he played against us, this bloke, it seemed. But yeah, really, one of my first times of being hurt, I think.
I still don't really understand how that happened. I
think, again, it's a bit blurry. I think Manny Umawimi only touched the ball once.
Yeah, he did. He came on like right at the end of the game. He came on like 10 minutes left or something.
Yeah, maybe even in extra time.
Yeah. But what I mean is, I don't understand how it happened from a club's admin point of view.
Oh yeah.
That's what I don't understand. Like, how did it even get to the point where let's bring on this guy who's not registered? Yeah, sweet.
It's luck that it happened as well, isn't it? It's just our luck. That year, we probably would have gone on and won it that year as well, and it would have been lovely for.
We said it every time we get knocked out of a cup, but yeah.
We definitely would have gone on and won it that year. Aston Villa got to the final that year. We even won it. Might have even won it that year, actually. Yeah, memories. Bad memories. Our last one at Villa Park was February 14th. Obviously, they've been out of the league for a few years. It's the chicken man himself, Kevin Noland, getting the 2 goals there. And obviously, memories at Villa Park as well, but not so much playing Aston Villa and Middlesbrough, obviously, in the semi-final of the FA Cup. A dodgy game. Dodgy game. Any sort of predictions on that one, mate?
It's difficult. Do you know, I'd like to think in our current form and the way that we've been playing, I'd love to predict us to win. I'd love to predict us to win 3-1. I really don't know. I feel like it's still... I don't trust myself with making West Ham predictions this early in the season. Like, we could do really, really well. We seem like we're on a good footing to go on and have a really good season. But West Ham, it just takes one iffy performance and everyone's talking about relegation again. So
yeah, I know. The Norwich game, we was discussing beforehand. Yes, West Ham should be winning that game. There's still that West Ham of old brain in there as a fan that you think we have to do that a few more times for us to officially say we've turned the corner.
Yeah,
we're not that club anymore. We have a winning mentality. I need to see performances not slip really badly. Yes, you're entitled to a bad performance. I don't want this lack of effort, not turning up. Like the Norwich game was more or less a 10 out of 10 performance.
Yeah. It was like you say, mate. It's getting that consistency. I think if we can get that consistency, we'll that, like you say, then we can say, yeah, all right, we've turned the corner. But as it is, you just don't know with West Ham. You just don't know. I don't know. I hope after this, I hope again we carry on. We have a good few solid wins, and I think then I had it towards the end of the last season at the Boleyn. I did start having that feeling where probably about halfway through the season, I started feeling we can beat anyone.
Oh yeah.
And like genuinely
Champions League football that season.
But it was the genuine belief was there. It's like, I don't fear anyone. We'll beat anyone, and I'll predict us to win every week. And I think we can. I think we can get that feeling this season. I think we can get that feel-good feeling this season if we carry on with some consistency. And no disrespect to Aston Villa, but we beat the teams that we really should be beating.
Mate. I think with this month, obviously we'll discuss it more as shows go on. There's 3 away games in now. We've only got 1 game at home. One of them's obviously a cup game, the away game. But the only other game at home is obviously Manchester United. What do you think? That as well, just an early little preview of Manchester United.
Same, mate. Like we spoke about it last week. I don't fear them. Do you know what I've seen online as well? A lot of people doing the predictions for the next run of games, and most of them are saying that Man United's the one that's a banker.
No, I think that. I think that's the biggest banker.
Their away record is horrific at the minute.
Yeah, they lost to Palace. Obviously, that was at home. If I just give you a couple of minutes there, mate, to find it. If you're looking for I'm just going to put this up while Paul is looking. If you've got any question, guys, I noticed that a few of you are in the live stream now. Got any questions? Put in the comments. We'll answer it live. You know, I mean, that's why we do it live now, so we can answer the questions there. And then anything Stan related, or even just Q&A in general, just drop the questions in. So yeah, and then after that, obviously, there is Bournemouth away. Bournemouth away after that as well, but a place we've not got a good record at. And then Oxford as well. So it's a potentially exciting month ahead. Up to us. It's up to us to do it. You know what I mean? It's up to us to achieve the things.
I'm just looking at this, just like looking at Premier League games. They really are not. Everton smashed them 4-0. Wolves beat them 2-1. They've got a really poor. Arsenal beat them 2-0. They've got a really, really poor away record. It looks like their only away win really in the league was Palace last season. They beat Fulham as well. But yeah, you know, just going back to it like that, they don't scare me anymore. They're not that same team of old. And I would 100%, again, if we carry on this decent run of form, I'd 100% back us to win that. I think at least a draw. I don't.
They've got players that can still hurt you. You know, Rashford is a fantastic player. Martial loves scoring against us.
Yeah.
But I think
Rashford, but
I think over the pitch, I think we've got a little bit more all over the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, obviously their standout is going to be Pogba if he plays or not. Rashford seems to be playing more sort of either on the wing or more of a sort of number 9 role. I'll tell you what though, that new boy James,
he's good. Yeah,
he looks very good. As much as I like to say, he looks very good. Yeah, I mean they are, like you say, they've still got dangerous players, but they don't have that fear factor anymore.
I agree. And obviously Oxford away, we'll go into that when it comes, and obviously Bournemouth away, we'll go into them when they come in the weeks. Just a little one. Who's your West Ham player of the month for August, mate? Just a few like to have a little topic.
I would probably have to give it to. I'd probably have to give it to Haller for 3 and 3. Well, go on. What are you thinking?
Yeah, for me, it's between 1 of 3. I think maybe Lanzini has had a great start to the season, been fantastic. Obviously, Haller as well. I think, but I'm probably judging this on just the Norwich performance. Felipe Anderson was unreal. I mean,
he was
unreal.
He's been phenomenal. He has been fantastic. I think if he'd have popped up with a couple of goals, it would have been the standout. He has been brilliant. It's been like it has been tight. Like I say, I do think still I would give it to Haller just for the 3 and 3. And it's nice to be able to talk about it and say, oh, it could be one of a few, you know.
I agree. Next one. Hey, this seems to be a topic at the minute. See if the results going a little bit better, stuff like that. Obviously, we don't go there all the time anymore as such, but you feel like it's starting to feel like this is our home and you can start in that fortressy vibe. Again, it all depends on the results of the next sort of 10 to 15 games and whether we are that, whether this is our home. Yeah, me.
Yeah, I mean that's it, isn't it? All the complaints go away when we're playing well and when we're getting results. You know, it's a lot quieter. The discontent. Like I said, as far as it feeling like home, I haven't been over there. I didn't go over at all last season, did I? Don't think I did. So I don't know. I can't really say. I would say the likes of, you know, doing the carpet and things like that, it does make it feel a bit more like a West Ham stadium, which obviously is a good thing. It can't be a bad thing. It's still not a great stadium for football. I think it's still probably a poor stadium for football, the distance and all the rest of it. That's never going to change. I have to say, just watching it on telly, all the last games this season, the atmosphere seems to have been quite good.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. The atmosphere seems to be growing in there now. You know, like there's some pockets, but again, that all is reliant on, you know, the way we play and like the Norwich game. I keep going back to it, but and that was more or less a 10 out of 10 performance all over the pitch. And obviously, it's going to get good atmosphere if you're seeing football of that level, but you're not going to see football of that level every week.
Yeah.
Let us know, guys, in the comments if watching this back or you're watching it live. Do you think it feels like home now? We've got a few more things. We're not going to go too long anymore. We don't really try to do the 45 minutes one anymore. We try to sort of stick to like 25 to 30 minutes now. It's a nice sort of round number. Here's one for you, mate. This is a question floating around Twitter. I can't remember who put it out, but this is a really good question and probably something that maybe Pellegrini might have to ponder over in the summer. So if you had to sell Lanzini, Anderson, Rice or Haller next summer, which one would you choose? And you had to sell one of them.
That is so tough.
Yeah.
I would rule out. I don't know. I mean, if I'm being realistic, if we sold any of those players for what they're worth, we could replace them. I think all the players were replaceable for the right price. I wouldn't want to sell any of them. Alaa, it's hard to know. Assuming that he carries on the way he's going, let's say he bangs in 20 goals this year. That's hard to replace.
Yeah,
it's hard to replace
no money. You know what I mean? That's
striker. So
I'll put a price on him.
Yeah, strike Alaa off. Rice again, finding that quality level holding midfielder, that young, good range of passing as well as being able to break up the play. Very difficult to replace. Probably could replace him, but be very difficult. No guarantees. I think Lanzini and Anderson are the two you'd have to look at. As much as I absolutely love both of them, and I think Anderson on his day, genuine world class. Attacking players, especially wingers, I don't think they're that difficult to find. Do you know what I mean? If we had the money to go out there and buy one, I think, do you know what? I think I'm going to have to say Anderson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't want to make it short. I wanted to have a little bit of discussion, but which we can have now. I think out of those names, I think Anderson for me. I think he's one of my favourite players.
Yeah, but I think he would be the easiest to replace. You know, I think that tricky number 10, not that easy to find. We already said about Rice and the 20-goal season striker. I think a fast, a pacey, tricky winger, and assuming that, you know, we sold Anderson for sort of 50, 60 million, you could find another pacey, tricky winger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, with Haller, I say he does bang in even 15. That's more than any West Ham striker scored for years.
Yeah.
You know, and there's that ridiculous numbers of how much money David Gold and David Sullivan have spent on strikers since they've been in charge. And none of them got over 10 goals. No, you can't put a price on that. You cannot put a price on goals, can you?
No, absolutely. Like I say, especially when you're West Ham.
You can't. And then, like you say, looking at Lanzini, listen, how big a miss was he last season? You know, and he's come back and he looks like he's not injured. You know, he's carrying, passing. He's going to surely get a goal as well in the next couple of weeks. He's knocking on the door all the time, and Rice, can't put a price on that youth. And Anderson, like I say, that I don't want us to sell him, but no, there are players out there. Even if you went a little bit lower quality, like a Nathan Redmond or someone like that, or Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth, there are players out there who can do that job. I think Lee always says it about wingers. You know, there's a winger always going to be inconsistent because they're not in the game all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is there anyone else that you think is unsellable? What about if I put Diop in there?
If you were asking me at the end of last season, then I would say 100% we can't replace him. If you're asking me now, with his performances this season, it's tricky. But I mean, even then, you know, he's a young. I was going to say potential French international. He's a potential French international defender. I think we've already said how difficult it is going to be for him to break into that France team. But those players, again, that young, that much potential, that much quality, hard to find. Yeah, I do. I think in general, the whole defensive side.
Well, that thing is like, you know, it's that typical football cliche of spine. You know, Diop, Rice, Lanzini, Haller. Anything else around that really can change if you needed to, unless you had a Neymar, a Messi. Do you know what I mean? Or Ronaldo on your wing, or Mbappe if you want him to come as well. But yeah, interesting little topic. Please discuss that, guys. Okay, next one, a big topic, a bit sort of off West Ham, but Karen Brady did make her opinions known that she would not be, perhaps one of the first times you may have agreed with Karen, mate. She agrees that it shouldn't change and it should end, as the season starts. What do you think?
I like the fact that it ends when the season starts. I actually do. I like that. Your team's set before the games get underway. Everyone knows where they are. Everyone knows what they want to do. I do like that side of it, but the issues are obviously that the rest of the transfer windows in Europe close later, which makes it so. Obviously, the likes of the Hernandez situation, we could sell Hernandez, but we can't replace him. Obviously, we didn't have to sell him, but down the line, imagine if next summer, we're in the same situation. The transfer window's closed. We're happy with our team, and then someone does come in and say someone comes in and throws 80 million on the table for Rice. How'd you turn that down? But then you can't replace him.
Well, no. Say like a Diop or whatever, what we were discussing. If PSG come in, drop 60 million on the table, 75 million on the table, it's definitely going to turn his head.
Of course.
Look at
Aaron Laporte as well.
Eriksen's ended up staying, but he definitely went off the board for a bit for Tottenham, Eriksen. So yeah, I like that it ends before the season starts. But like you say, it needs all the other European leagues, and I can't see that happening.
I don't know why it gives them an advantage. I don't know why they'd give that advantage up. So I don't know. I can't, like you say, I can't see him getting on board with it. But I do, in general, when it comes to England, I do like that, all the business is done before the start of the season. You know where you are. Everyone knows what you've got to do. You're not play. I think when the transfer window's still open for those first few weeks, it still feels like, it kind of almost feels like pre-season friendlies. Do you know what I mean? Because you're still seeing what teams, your best team, you're thinking, oh, do we need anyone else? Is anyone going to come in? Is anyone going to leave? It's not settled. Whereas I think how it is now, where it finishes before that, you've got your settled team and you can just get on with doing what you need to do,
Yeah, I agree, mate. I totally agree. I can't remember whether we've spoke about Chicharito. I've definitely spoke about him by myself.
No, I don't think we have, mate. No.
I don't think we've had your opinion, mate. I remember, like I say, I touched on it when I did the review of the game by myself. What do you make of it, mate? Obviously, I said that when he first came, I was buzzing. I thought we'd 20-goal a season striker or even 15-goal a season striker. Didn't work out for him, did it?
I think it's a shame. When he signed, absolutely buzzing. I remember both of us were, I bought me a Chicharito t-shirt and everything. Thought it was a fantastic signing and he's a great player. And he didn't do bad for us, really. When you think of the amount of minutes he played, a lot of the times coming off the bench, the role that we were asking of him in certain games, his record actually was decent for us. But we weren't playing to his strengths, and that's obviously not the way that we're going to be playing. He was on massive wages, and to be on that much wages, basically for a sort of super sub, it was never going to work. So, I think it was right to let him go, but it's a shame. I think under a different system, under a different manager, maybe things could have been different. But yeah, wish him all the best. From the sounds of things, he's been looking to leave for a while, but publicly anyway, he hasn't kicked up a fuss. He hasn't been whinging to the papers. He didn't do the sort of things that Arnautovic was doing.
And he was still going up until the Brighton game.
Yeah, exactly.
The Brighton game this year.
Seemed to be staying professional about it. So yeah, but best of luck to him. Best of luck to him. There's no sort of ill feeling there from me at all.
Yeah, no. Like I say, it just didn't work out for him. We weren't playing the position. We weren't playing his style of football. He needed to just be left in the box. He can't hold the ball up. He can't lay people off. His job is literally to finish the ball. And it didn't work out. And obviously, the Moyes change, I don't think helped him. Well, it's well known, obviously, that Moyes sold him when he was at Old Trafford. Money in the bank now for January. And do you think we will go out and buy a striker in January?
No.
You don't think so, no?
No. I can see the board sitting on that. Obviously, Ale Ajeti, around January time, Antonio is going to be back. You know, if needed, Yarmolenko can play up front. He's obviously not someone you want to rely on as a striker, but he can play the role. No, I don't think they'll buy a striker in January. The worry, maybe is it a worry? Is it not? I don't know. I think if Ale carries on how he is, Antonio comes back, and then Ajeti stays. Maybe he scores a couple of goals in the cup, comes on, maybe bags a couple as a substitute. I can't even see him spending on a striker next summer either, to be honest. I think Pellegrini will look at that and say, you know, I've got 3 players there who can do the job. I don't need anyone else. And then maybe spend that money elsewhere.
Yeah, and I think the issue you get as well, like I say, I don't like Harry Kane. Potentially the Tottenham situation where, you know, Haller, if he goes and gets 15, 20, as we keep repeating ourselves, you know, a player's going to not be thinking, well, I'm not going to start. You know, if Haller's there, Haller's going to be the main man. Am I going there to sit on the bench? And you're not going to get real quality because real quality is not going to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's for the summer, which is a long time away. We're only like bloody in September, aren't we? I think that's enough for now. Thank you guys, all the users watching. You've been a bit quiet today. You're a little bit shy today. Oh, 1 minute. Someone just send me something. Whoa. Evening, boys. All right, Stuart. Thank you. Like I say, guys, you got any questions? Come in quickly. We'll give you like 2-3 minutes to drop some questions in while me and Paul talk about maybe some boxing or something like that or other sports. UFC, mate, quickly. Beeb, absolute monster.
He is, mate. He's an absolute machine.
It is what you make of people saying that he's not a fighter and, you know, he should stand up and fight. He's scared to fight. Fight to win. And
so, yeah, I mean,
people are genuinely saying it's big UFC fans and podcasts and stuff are genuinely saying this man can't fight, so that's why he does it.
Well, that's ridiculous. You know, probably the best striker. A lot of people would argue the best striker in the UFC is Conor McGregor, and he dropped him. He caught him with a right, and you know, completely wrecked him. That's not his game, though. Like that's the whole. Like UFC is not boxing. It's not boxing. It's more than that.
If you can't fight toe to toe, I'm not doubting. I reckon probably could fight toe to toe. If you can't fight toe to toe and you're strength, listen, the geezer was wrestling bears at 5 years old. You know what I mean? If you're game, and apparently it's really hard to fight off the floor. Apparently that style of fighting is really hard. You know, you've got people laying on your chest, you can't breathe. Listen, this geezer's an animal. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it. You know, you saw it at the weekend there. You know, when he gets in that position and he shoots so quick. He's so quick to go into that takedown position. And once he's on you, you just cannot get him off you. You cannot get him off. But he did. He got caught with a couple of good shots to beat. Yeah. And he stayed up and he composed himself. I think that's anyone who says that he can't fight, I would love them to go and say to his
yeah. Go in there with him. Obviously, as well, the Lomachenko fight. I don't know if you caught it, mate. It was a good fight. What did you think?
Yeah, it was a good fight. I actually think it was a really close fight. You know, professional wrestling, mate. We could talk about professional wrestling.
Oh, Charlie, you are from Hammer's Chat, I believe, Charlie. Nice to thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I think it was a really close fight as well. You know, but it was just maybe a step too far for Campbell.
Lomachenko was brilliant. The commentator summed it up really well. He had a really nice way of saying it. Lomachenko is it's like the Matrix. He's downloading
Yeah.
formation of Campbell, and like he's ready just to go boom, 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 like at any second.
I feel really sorry for Campbell because, as everyone kept saying, this guy's a once in a generation fighter, and and I think we spoke about it before. It must be so disheartening to basically have this guy there. You can know that it doesn't matter how much you train and how good you get, you're probably never going to be champ because this once in a generation fighter's there. But I thought it was a good fight.
Yeah, his footwork is incredible, man. The footwork, absolutely incredible. Just one more fight, mate. I don't know if you watched it, mate. That Hughie Fury stinking the absolute house out in the Povetkin fight. That was awful.
I watched the first few rounds. I think I watched the first 5 or 6 rounds, and then I put something else on, and I came back afterwards. So I didn't watch the whole thing. But
it's terrible, terrible. See Tyson Fury this weekend fighting some, these fights we don't want to see him really. I probably won't start for it. I'll probably watch a replay. I can't keep watching these fights. You know what I mean? Just ridiculous.
There's some good chat going on here.
I know, yeah. I know. In this chat in a bit. I'll do this one first. Mandzukic, yes or no?
What sort of question is that? Is there anyone who would say no to Mandzukic?
Yeah.
Seriously, I remember. Was it last? I can't remember whether it was last summer or maybe that winter transfer window, and we were linked with him, and there were West Ham fans saying, he's not good enough. He's too old. Seriously. Like Mandzukic would come in and probably be the best player in our team.
It'd be a fantastic signing, and there would be that option. If we were struggling in games, you chuck him up with Haller. Bloody hell, I've got like a strong
carnage.
Mandzukic, very similar to Haller, really. In the air, lay off play. These Croatians, they're no mugs, man. There ain't many bad Croatian players.
Do you know what? It'd be a good option. Like he can play on the left as well. It'd be a good option as cover for the likes of Anderson. Yeah, 100%, yes, yeah.
Okay, so this question's intrigued me. Probably has intrigued Paul as well. Obviously, it was aimed at Charlie in the chat, but I know what you're going to say, mate, and probably I'll agree with you. But Rock or Stone Cold, they're both fantastic.
They're both phenomenal. They're both legends, icons.
Best mic skills ever.
But for me, it's got to be The Rock. It's got to be The Rock. The Rock and Mick Foley be my top 2 all time. But yeah, it's close.
I think like Rock and Stone Cold. Obviously, Undertaker is my favourite. That's controversial because a lot of people think he's an old, but that man, 1992, 7 years old, I actually thought there was a dead man in the ring. That guy used to scare the absolute living crap out of me, and I love the Undertaker. Yeah, but like The Rock and Stone Cold, they took it to different levels. Their mic work and actual in skill as wrestlers as well, incredible. The stuff that Stone Cold used to do with Kurt Angle when he used to make him put the little hat on and stuff like that. that was brilliant. Listen, Wayne, whenever that geezer Rock turns up in the arena, I don't really watch wrestling as much as I used to, but I'm thankful. That guy is he is electrifying. He really is. He's the most electrifying man on TV. He really, really is. I do like Triple H as well, actually. Yeah, as you look back,
mate. The game's a West Ham. He's a West Ham fan as well.
Yeah. West Ham fan as well. Triple H, yeah. And here's another one for you. What is the best move, the stunner or the rock bomb?
Stunner's better than the rock bomb.
You can break
yeah, but it's the way that people used to take it.
Yeah, funny. Spray the water out their mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, like the way that the Rock took the way that the Rock took the stunners was brilliant. Favorite Mick Foley version, Cactus Jack. Obviously.
Oh yeah. Mankind as well was good. Yeah,
Mankind was brilliant. Obviously, went off the cage. Went off the cell.
Yeah, the Cactus Jack. This has gone right off West Ham podcast now. I don't care. There's only 6 people. I'm entertaining you guys that are watching live. The Cactus Jack Triple H street fight is one of the best wrestling matches I've ever seen in my life. That is when I genuinely questioned for, fully knowing that it was fake. But this is real. This is absolutely real. Like these guys beating 10 barrels out of each other.
Yeah.
But any comments needed? I think we all know what the answer is.
Well, yeah, Trish.
I Stacey Keebler, actually.
Mate, Stacey Keebler's she's still going. I saw her on some like late night shopping thing. She, you know, like them infomercials. She was presenting one of them. Tori Wilson, still now. Tell you lads, Instagram. Check it out.
Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us in the chat today. So we will be back. We'll do like a sort of well, I'm hoping it was about on Tuesday. A review of the Aston Villa game. It won't be straight after the game. You know, like what we do on Saturdays, it'll be probably the day after. So yeah, catch us for that. What's he saying? Ian Ashton has finally been replaced too early. I suppose that's a fair comment. Possibly.
We'll wait and see. If he does come in, he's definitely got the quality. He's got that the presence, but he's also technically good. So, you know, time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah. Thanks for all the questions, guys. If you don't follow us on Twitter, at the Three Hammers, please follow us there, because what we do, well, what I do, is I send out a tweet. I retweet it all week, and that's your chance to put some questions in, and we answer them. We can answer them live now, but it's nice to have some question build up, so we know what you guys want us to discuss and stuff. And just to end with that, Stuart, thank you very much. Great to see you guys back. Thumbs up, boys. Listen, tell your mates. Get our subscribers up. Be nice to hit 3,000. Win it. Just any more. Hello is a baller. Do just has it. Love it. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, everyone that's joined us in the chat. Thank you, Paul, for joining us. Until then, guys, see you after the Aston Villa game. Let's go.
Cheers.